When you're only traveling once or twice a year, justifying one of the more premium travel credit cards with the heftiest annual fees just isn't possible. And that's where the Chase Sapphire Preferred comes in. And the Chase Sapphire Preferred is not only a really nice standalone travel credit card, but it's one of the most important aspects of the coveted Chase Trifecta. Now, while this card does come with a $95 annual fee, it's fairly simple to justify holding this card for the long term. And we'll go through a scenario going over exactly how to make this card worthwhile a bit later in the video. But I know the question you really clicked on this video for is, how does it slap? Now this thing is still slapping, even though I've had it for over 2 years now, coming in at a respectable 9.1 out of 10. But this is actually the old design, so I can't speak for the 2021 redesign that features fancy lasers on it from elementary school picture day. And I want to know, which design do you prefer? The old or the new? As for me, I haven't requested a replacement card because I actually prefer the more understated design the old version has. And as far as how much this card weighs, we can see it comes in at 13 grams. Oh, and it has no foreign transaction fees, which is expected from a travel card, but it's still important to mention. But the thing that attracts so many people to this card is its sign-up bonus, and rightfully so. At the time of recording this video, Chase is offering 60,000 ultimate rewards points when you open this card, which at the bare minimum is gonna get you $750 in value, so long as you take advantage of the boosted redemption methods that we're going to talk about a bit later in the video. And the really nice thing about the Sapphire Preferred sign-up bonus is you'll only have to spend $4,000 in the first 3 months in order to get it. If we're looking at it from a percentage standpoint, that's going to be over 18% back right off the bat. And that doesn't even include the regular points you're gonna get from that spend. Now, sign-up bonuses are living, breathing creatures that are constantly changing with the seasons. So you wanna make sure you double check the available sign-up bonuses at the time of your application. But the meat and potatoes of the Chase Sapphire Preferred come from its category point multipliers. Firstly, this card earns what are known as Chase Ultimate Rewards points. They're kind of the gold standard when it comes to credit card points. And we'll cover exactly why that is a bit later in the redemption portion of this video. But the thing you gotta know is that not all Chase credit cards earn Ultimate Rewards points. Some simply earn cash back, like the Chase Amazon Prime Visa, for instance. But as far as point multipliers, the base multiplier rate is 1x points, which will cover every single purchase that doesn't fall into one of the higher categories. This means at a bare minimum, you'll be getting 1 point for every dollar you spend with this card. But in reality, this is gonna be higher than 1 point per dollar, but we'll get into that later. As far as travel, this card's gonna get you 5x points when you book travel directly through the Chase Ultimate Rewards travel portal, and it'll get you 2x points on travel purchases made outside of Chase's portal. So we can see here there's certainly a big push to get you to use Chase's portal. And I've personally had nothing but good experiences using their portal over the past couple years. Now, the Chase Sapphire Preferred also gets you 3x points on dining, including takeout and delivery services. Plus, there's also a couple nice food delivery perks that we're gonna talk about in a minute. This card also gets you 3x points on online grocery purchases, which excludes Target, Walmart, and wholesale clubs, which is very common for grocery category bonuses. And the final 3x point category with this card is for select streaming services. So this is a card I personally use for our Netflix subscription. And this card also earns you 5x points on Lyft rides through March 31st, 2025. Now, since Lyft falls under the other travel 2x category, it means you're gonna be earning an additional 3x points on top of that. And when you actually earn Chase Ultimate Rewards points with this card, you should see them post to your account right around the time your monthly statement ends. Now let's go over a little spend example to see how much we can expect to actually earn from this card. Let's say maybe we go on 1 or 2 vacations a year and spend $5,500 on a combination of hotels, airfare, and car rentals. These items would fall under the 5x point category since we booked them through the Chase travel portal. With this spend, we earned 27,500 Chase Ultimate Rewards points. However, since the Chase Sapphire Preferred actually has a $50 annual hotel credit for hotels booked through their portal, we'll get $50 back in the form of a statement credit. And this means our effective spend drops from $5,500 to $5,450. And since Chase doesn't allow us to earn 5x points on that $50 hotel spend that we're getting reimbursed for, that means we'll only be earning 5x points on $5,450 worth of spend. And this is going to total 27,250 Chase Ultimate Rewards points. And a thing to keep in mind is that as long as you remember to use this hotel credit each year, the effective annual fee for this card drops from $95 to $45. And let's say we don't use this card for online grocery store purchases because we don't want to pay the inflated prices that typically come with this type of service. However, we do use this card for dining. Now, let's say on average we spend $300 per month dining out, which comes to $3,600 per year. Since this would fall under the 3x point category, this earns us 10,800 Chase Ultimate Rewards points. But we also use our Chase Sapphire Preferred to pay for our streaming service, which costs us $15 per month. Annually, this comes out to $180, and we get 3x points for this spend. This is going to earn us 540 points for the year. But we also find ourselves taking a lift every once in a while, spending about $30 each month, or $360 for the year. Since this is currently a 5x category with this card, it earns us 1,800 Ultimate Rewards points. In this example, we'll assume we're using our other credit cards for other spend categories that would only get us 1x points with the Sapphire Preferred. After all, we want to avoid only earning 1x points with this card as there are so many other options that we can use. So our total annual spend with our Chase Sapphire Preferred in this scenario comes out to $9,640. But remember, we got that $50 hotel credit, making our effective spend $9,590. And with this $9,590 worth of spend, we earned 40,640 Chase Ultimate Rewards points. Now at the 1.25 cent per point valuation, these points would be worth $508. Now if we divide $508 by $9,590, we can see that we've gotten 5.3% back. But we must deduct the remaining $45 annual fee from this equation, which shows us that the effective value would be closer to 4.8% back. In this scenario, using this card is easily justifiable. But now let's talk about some additional perks and benefits that you're gonna get with this card. So the Sapphire Preferred gives you a $10 monthly GoPuff statement credit if you happen to use this service. This particular perk is available through December 31st, 2023. Now naturally, you're gonna have to use this card for the purchase in order to get the statement credit. And I personally never used GoPuff, so I can't attest to how good the service is. To my understanding, it's another food delivery service similar to that of DoorDash and Uber Eats. Speaking of which, your Sapphire Preferred also gets you complimentary Dash Pass for at least 12 months. Now, this perk is available through December 31st, 2024. So there's a significant amount of time left to take advantage of it. And of course, these perks may or may not be renewed in the future. As far as Dash Pass, it's a paid subscription to DoorDash where you get free delivery and lower service fees. Now, Now, Dash Pass is typically $9.99 per month, and I've seen people mention how in order for it to be worth the money, you need to use Dash Pass at least twice per month. But the great thing here is it's an additional free perk with your Sapphire Preferred, so it's a win-win. Now, for someone like me, I always pick up my takeout because I'm way too cheap to pay for delivery. My wife, on the other hand, she would choose delivery every single time. So for me personally, I wouldn't value Dash Pass at the full $10 per month, but if you use DoorDash frequently, this can be a significant value add to this card. But one of the really nice things about the Chase Sapphire Preferred is it also comes with a 10% anniversary point boost. Now on face value, this may lead you to believe that all the bonus categories are going to be increased by 10%. But no, that's actually what I thought as well, but this 10% boost is simply adding 0.1 points per dollar to your entire spend for the year. It completely disregards the bonus point categories. So it doesn't matter if you spent $20,000 in the 1x point category or $20,000 in a 5x point category. You'll simply get an additional 2,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points on your account anniversary. On top of earning points with this card, you'll also get travel benefits that can help protect you in case the unexpected happens. Your Chase Sapphire Preferred comes with trip cancellation/interruption insurance, trip delay reimbursement, travel accident insurance, lost luggage reimbursement, baggage delay insurance, travel and emergency assistance, auto rental collision damage waiver, and roadside dispatch. I'm not going to talk in depth about these, but I do want to cover a few items that I think are important to know. First of all, the trip delay reimbursement benefit kicks in when you experience a delay of more than 12 hours or when it requires an overnight stay. And this covers you and your family with up to $500 per ticket. So this will cover things like meals and hotel costs. The baggage delay insurance insurance reimburses you for essential purchases if your baggage is delayed over 6 hours. It covers up to $100 per day for 5 days. So it's not amazing, but it's definitely a nice to have. And the auto rental collision damage waiver gets you primary coverage and provides reimbursement up to the actual cash value of the vehicle for theft and collision damage, both domestic and abroad. Be mindful that you must pay the entire rental cost with your Chase Sapphire Preferred in order to be eligible for this coverage. There's certainly a lot more fine print to these travel benefits, but if you have any questions, drop them down below and I'll do my best to answer them for you. So the Chase Sapphire Preferred gives you plenty of options for redeeming your ultimate rewards points. But with that said, it's really important that you choose an option that's gonna get you a good cent per point valuation. With this card, we wanna see at least a 1.25 cent per point valuation, which can be achieved a few different ways. First, Chase gives you 25% more value when you redeem your points through the Ultimate Rewards travel portal. If you prefer not to go through their portal, Chase also has what they call pay yourself back. This redemption method also achieves that 1.25 cent per point valuation by offering 25% more value when you redeem your points as a statement credit against existing purchases in select rotating categories. So the current category at the time of recording this video is Airbnb. So what this means is you'd have to have paid for an Airbnb with your Sapphire Preferred. When the transaction posts to your card, you'd then be able to redeem your points as a statement credit towards that specific Airbnb purchase. Now, since this pay yourself back program is in rotating categories, it's gonna be hit or miss. And you really need to check and see what the current category is when you're looking to redeem your points. The Airbnb category is ending September 30th, 2022, so chances are by the time you see this video, it'll be expired. But the most lucrative way to redeem your Chase Ultimate Rewards points is to transfer them at a point-for-point basis to one of Chase's 14 travel partners. These travel partners include 11 different airlines and 3 different hotel chains. Now, of course, this will be highly subjective and will depend on your particular travel behavior, but you can squeeze a lot of value out of your points by going this route. This value will often be in the range of 1.5 to 1.6 cents per point, but can sometimes be even higher. And remember, this card gets a 10% anniversary bonus, meaning the point categories are going to increase to 1.1x, 2.1x, 3.1x, and 5.1x. But then when we assume a 1.25 cent per point valuation, these figures turn into 1.375, 2.625, 3.875, and 6.375 cents per dollar spent. But what if we can get 1.5 cents per point? That means we're getting 1.65, 3.15, 4.65, and 7.65 cents per dollar spent, respectively. That shows us just how important it is to squeeze the most value possible out of your points. But another way to get some additional value out of your Chase Sapphire Preferred is to browse the Chase offer section of your account, where you'll likely see a variety of retailers that are offering 5, 10, even 20% back when you shop with them. Now, these are the Chase offers that are currently showing up for my Sapphire Preferred, but these are constantly being updated. And you do have to load them onto your card before you'll be eligible for the additional cash back. And if you do happen to use one of these offers, it'll be applied to your account in the form of a statement credit. So unfortunately, no Chase Ultimate Rewards points from these. But if you see one that you want to use, make sure to click on it and read the stipulations to make sure you meet the criteria for the extra cash back. Now, in order to be eligible for the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you need to be below Chase's 524 rule. This simply means if you've opened 5 or more credit cards within the last 24 months, you won't be eligible to open a new Chase credit card. Another thing you should be mindful of is that in order to stand a good chance of being approved for this card, your FICO score should really be in the good to excellent range, typically meaning your score should be at least 690. And if you're interested in learning a bit more about how to check if you're pre-approved for the Chase Sapphire Preferred, I covered that in this video up here. But since the Chase Sapphire Preferred has such a nice welcome bonus, Chase also has a 48-month rule in place. And what this rule stipulates is that if you've earned a sign-up bonus from a Chase Sapphire card within the past 48 months, you're not eligible to receive another. Now, a really important step to take before applying for this card is to check for any targeted offers. You can do this through the pre-approval tool, or if you're already a Chase customer, you can check the Chase Credit Journey offer section. And you can also call or visit your local Chase branch bank and simply ask if they have any special sign-up bonuses available for the Chase Sapphire Preferred. In the past, we've seen this card offer 80,000 or even 100,000 bonus points, so it's certainly worthwhile to do a little bit of digging before you apply. If you've listened to me talk about this card and you're interested in applying for it, using my referral link down below helps out the channel in a big way. And if you're curious about 2 other excellent travel credit cards, this is the video you want to watch next.